Right, question 20, and this is your wee instructions on how to create a shape. So this is when you have to picture these wee something like a wee object, following these instructions and drawing something out. So what we've got here is a predefined function. So it's basically, that means you've created this function has this set of instructions. So you can now call upon this function and automatically create a square. So I go square n, automatically creates it. If I probably went square n 100, it'll create a square in which is 100 pixels, right? So that's a predefined function. You would have used these in like int and u case and l case, etc. So these are predefined functions. So again, start point. So all it's saying is repeat this 4 times, right? So move n pixels, turn 90 degrees, move n pixels, turn 90 degrees, and it does that 4 times and it makes a square. And now they're asking, well, they're going to have another predefined function, it's a hexagon. So what you should do is think, well, how many lines is it doing? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're going to repeat something 6 times, and they're even telling you the amount of degrees, right? So they told you that 90 degrees, so that's why you've written 90 there, or they've written 90. So it's telling you 60 degrees. So you're basically saying repeat 6 times, move n degrees, which so it goes from there to there. Turn it, rotate 60, goes there. Move n degrees, goes there. Rotate 60, and goes there. Move n, rotate 60, and it creates yourself a wee hexagon. Right, so just have a wee look to see how that works, and then it tells you a lot of information here. Now, that n, that's not very good, right? A good name for a variable, right? It's not very readable, so that is where they're bringing on to this question. They're just essentially saying, what makes a program more readable? Well, if you had better variable names, right? You could even have that as pixels. If you had internal commentary, so you might have a wee comment just to explain what this piece of code does. Indentation. So that's why we've done this here. That's not indented or indented even. This is, so it's a wee bit more readable. You can see where the loop is. So this is a fixed loop, right? Fixed loop. Imagine square, hexagon. What other shapes do you have? Triangle, right? So this is where they're saying suggest another predefined function that could be added. So you could add instructions to create a triangle. Right, you're not asked to write it down, but that would be probably repeat 3 times, move n, and rotate whatever. Right, so it's certainly something like 60 degrees, whatever, right, or 120. You're just asking for another predefined function. Right. This one, I'm not going to even get on, it's not hard, right? It's basically saying, here's the n function's been called upon, so how many times is it? So it's something that's rotating, but it's even quite hard to work out how many times it's rotated. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 1, 2, so there's 8 rotations there. So it's just saying it'll repeat 8 times. Now if it's rotated 8, gone right round 8 times, gone right 360 degrees, and it's taken 8 manoeuvres, then each manoeuvre, just get your calculator, 360 divided by 8, that should give you your 45. So you're rotating 45 degrees each time, right? So that's where this comes from. It is quite tricky, right? So it's something in which there's 2 marks. Hopefully if they give you another one of these it's a wee bit easier, but I mean these lines are just really trying to tell you how many times it's rotated, but it's even hard to see if there's been a square there, right? But it's 8 times 45 degrees, and what you've got is they're basically asking you, well, it's a vector image, so remember vector images, it's just sets of instructions on how to create an image. So what you're after is, well, what information do you need from here, right? So you've got a starting point. Now the starting point is a coordinate on the screen, so there's a start x and a start y coordinate. So this is saying, this is where on the screen, pretend that's a computer screen, you've got x and y, right? So this is where it's starting. Then the length, if you know the length, then you know it's a square. So if you know the length of the side, then you know the length of all the other three sides because they're the equal length because it's a square. And then rotation is just what angle is it rotated at. In that case, it's 45. So basically what they're asking is the types of information a vector graphic uses. So if you have the values in here, the computer can recreate that image on the screen exactly the way it should do. This question, they've asked something very similar, okay, so you can design using pseudocodes. Another type of design notation is a structured diagram, so you've essentially been asked the question twice, right? But that's question